Long ago and far away, in enchanted lands across the seas, lived kings and queens, princes and princesses, good fairies and wicked witches, ferocious giants and gentle dwarfs. Their adventures and stories have been told for hundreds of years. Open the pages and listen to the words, and you too can join the magical world of Once Upon a Time. Great Grandmothers Nightshirt. Once upon a time, in a little country village, there lived a young and happy red-headed orphan called Patrick. He earned his living doing jobs here and there. Sometimes he cut wood for the farmer, and the farmer's wife would give him a bowl of soup. Sometimes he drew water from the well, or repaired a neighbor's leaking roof. But although he was happy and always smiled, he knew he didn't want to live his whole life in this way. He was a boy with a great spirit of adventure who loved to explore. So when he was 18 years old, he decided to pack his bags and set off to travel the world. As Patrick had no parents to say goodbye to, before he went, he visited his cousin Marie. "Who's there?" shouted Marie when she heard the knock at the door. "It's your cousin, Patrick." Marie opened the door straight away. Patrick was her favorite cousin. "I've come to say goodbye before I set off on my travels around the world," Patrick told her. "In that case, I've got a special present I want to give you," she said mysteriously. She went up into the attic and came back with an old nightshirt. Patrick was puzzled by this strange gift. "Why are you giving me a present that's meant for a girl?" he asked. "This was our great-grandmother's," Marie said. "Take it with you, and it will bring you good luck. You see, it's not just any old nightshirt. It's a magic nightshirt. You can ask it for anything you want." Then Marie kissed her cousin goodbye. So Patrick set off with the magic nightshirt. He was not at all afraid of the strange sights he might see or the creatures he might meet, but he did have one problem. He couldn't find anything to eat. So he decided to test the powers of the nightshirt. He spread it out in front of him and said, "Oh, nightshirt, please grant me this wish. Send me some food so I can continue my adventures." Suddenly, the nightshirt turned into an enormous tablecloth covered with huge bowls of fresh fruit and plates of delicious meat. Patrick tucked into the feast that was set before him and was soon very full. As Patrick patted his stomach, he heard a rustling coming from behind the trees. When he turned round, he saw an old man. Patrick invited him to share his feast. "Help yourself to roast chicken, bread and cake," he said. The man had been walking in the forest for a long time and was very hungry, so he happily accepted his offer. "Oh," and no sooner had he started to eat a slice of meat than another slice appeared. "Why, look at this chicken." "It's all thanks to the magical powers of this nightshirt," Patrick told the wide-eyed stranger. On hearing this, the man offered to exchange the shirt for his special commanding stick. And to show the boy how it worked, he gave the order, "Forward, charge!" And out of the stick galloped an army on horseback. Army return! Impressed with the commanding stick, Patrick gave the man his nightshirt. Patrick set off with his new stick, but he soon found that it was quicker than he was. It seemed to be pulling him along like a dog on a lead. "How stupid I was to give away my magic nightshirt," he muttered to himself when he got tired of trying to control the stick. Now was the time to see if the old man had been telling the truth. "Forward, charge!" shouted Patrick, and out of the stick galloped an army of hundreds of soldiers on horseback. They quickly grew to normal size, and Patrick declared himself the general of the army and commanded his men to bring the nightshirt back. Off they went, their hooves thundering over the ground and trampling all the flowers of the forest underfoot. Through the forest they galloped until they found the old man who'd swapped the stick for the nightshirt. He was so full after tucking into Patrick's feast that he'd fallen into a deep sleep. He was sleeping so heavily that it wasn't difficult for the two lead horsemen to take the nightshirt back and gallop off without him noticing. "We have the nightshirt," they declared. "You have done well," Patrick told his men. Now he had a nightshirt that would grant his every wish and an army who would obey his every command. Then Patrick ordered his army to return to the stick. It was incredible that such an army could become tiny enough to disappear into a thin wooden stick. But they did as Patrick told them and magically disappeared.
It's time to turn over to side 2.